My name is Ed Nitkewicz. I have been on the board for approximately 12 years. I started in 2009. I ran for a position as a school board trustee after attending meetings for a number of years and watching the work of people like Jim Caden and board trustees who preceded me. At the time I started going, it was very important to me on a personal level because my son Edward was attending school here, and we had learned that he has autism and special needs, and special education at the time, back in the mid-2000s, was developing, and autism was exploding. And to me it was important to participate in the process of education, which meant supporting the school board. After a number of years of attending school board meetings, participating as a member of the community, there was an opening on the board when Barbara Archer retired from the board. And I took a walk down the hallway to use the restroom, and I heard the voice of Jim Caden say, "So you're ready to sit on the other side of the table?" And that's why I ran. So one of my proudest achievements as a school board member, as a school community member, as a community member here in South Huntington, has been the introduction of the concept and the model of the Ambassador Club. I have been exposed to people through the years with special needs. Obviously, one of the people I'm closest with is my son Edward. And with autism, connecting is a challenge. The traditional models of special education would have typical students offer the opportunity to sit at the same lunch table every now and again, or sit at the same table in art class while they make pottery projects once every 2 weeks. But that was just not enough. Having a social investment, having an investment in the special needs community by our typical students was something that I learned about through my travels in special education, and to me it was just a win-win. It is, to this date, one of my proudest achievements of my life, is helping suggest and propose that and watching it bear fruit and come to fruition. It's often the parents of the special needs children who are thankful, of course, but the gratitude in the face of typical children and their parents for the opportunity to learn empathy, to being, fraternal to their classmates who have special needs, has just been heartwarming and the most incredible experience I've had. One of the things that I was proud of during the course of my service to this community was being the recipient of the 2020 President's Award from the New York State School Boards Association, and my good friend and the president of that organization, Fred Langstaff. And when people ask me about that, I'm proud to say I was a President's Award recipient, and it's fun to say that. But the truth of the matter is that the President's Award for school board service was really our communities. There's so much going on in the world right now. School boards are becoming more in the public eye than they've ever been before. But the reason why I was honored to be the President's Award recipient is because I thought it was recognition of our community. It was recognition of our board members, trustees, president, vice president, Nixie Apetta, Laura Carey, Linda LaCara, Michelle DiGaetano, Andrew Bronson, Sidney Joyner, all of the school board members that I served with then and now, Erin Meyer, the whole group. that President's Award was recognition that we here in South Huntington know how to do local governments right. And proud of that, not for me, but for the community.
Good evening. My name is Fred Langstaff, and I am the president of the New York State School Board. I want to thank the South Huntington School Board for inviting me to this special occasion of a good friend, Ed Nitkewicz. I met Ed about 10 years ago. We were at an awards ceremony at Nassau-Suffolk School Boards, and I spoke to then President Jim Caden. I said, Jim, I'm planning a trip to go to Washington to lobby our representatives, and I'm looking for somebody to go. Are you interested? He says, Fred, thank you. He says, I'd love to go. He says, but my schedule is just so crazy at work. He says, I can't break away. So I said, Ed, Jim, I said, do you have somebody that, you could recommend? He says, yeah, let me think. He says, come over to the table. Let me introduce you to somebody. So he took me over to the table where a couple of his school board members were from South Huntington. And he said, Fred, this is Ed Nitkewicz. Hi, Ed, Fred Langstaff. I said, listen, I'm planning a trip with a bunch of other people to go to Washington. Are you interested? He goes, oh, when would it be? So I gave him the dates and the times. He said, what would I have to do? I said, we're going to lobby our local representatives. So he said, Fred, give me 2 days so I can see if I can clear my schedule. 2 days later, he gives me a call and he says, yes, I can do it. Can you give me some background? So I told him, we want to represent your district. We want you to tell what's going on, how we can better help you at Washington, talk with your local representatives. I think it was Kathleen Rice at the time was their representative, and just, kind of get some information. So Ed comes back and gets the information, and we head down to Washington. It was a day of training from the national school boards, and then the day of lobbying, and then some interaction with the New York State people on what the current events were, and Lorraine Della from Nassau-Suffolk on what the county, Nassau and Suffolk stuff was. We did that, and we lobbied, and we developed this great friendship. And if you know Ed, that's not hard to do. So I follow Ed on Facebook. If you see Ed on Facebook, he has an autistic son, Ed Jr. So you'd see on a Saturday, it was haircut day. So here's Ed with his son, big smiles and a haircut, does a selfie and sends it out. Then they go for lunch and they go for a walk on the beach or whatever it may be. Ed is an alumni of Wagner College. So he goes off to Alumni Week, and who's there with him? His son, Eddie. So they're there with his friends. He played football, and all of these people, and here's Eddie with a jersey on. You see him at Met games or Yankee games, and Ed's right there, right next to him, Ed and Ed Jr. You go to a hockey game, Ed Jr.'s right there. You go to a basketball game or whatever it may be, Ed's a big sports guy, and he likes that, and he includes his son in all of that. You see Ed interacting with any of his adult friends, there's always smiles. There's always a happy environment. So when I became the board president, you get to choose a person for the President's Award. And the President's Award is something for an outstanding school board member. And without doubt, Ed fit the criteria. He's just over the moon as far as being involved in his community and his activities. I have a slogan that I was able to do when I came on. It said, be the champion for every child. We all have champions in our life, whether it's a teacher that you met in high school or grammar school, or somebody you met in college or somebody at work. And Ed fits this criteria to a T. That's who he is. He's the champion for his son. He's on the autistic fundraiser. He co-chairs or chairs a committee. They do the Long Island Run for autism, and he's just an all-around over-the-moon type guy. So he was my choice, hands down. After I nominated him, and we were in a virtual status, so usually there's 200 or 300 people in a meeting, and you get introduced, and there's a opportunity to have a conversation. Ed wrote me a handwritten letter thanking me and just saying how humbled he was that I would think of him to do this. Folks, he is just an advocate for South Huntington school boards, for the citizens in the community and the students. And I look at him and I'm just in awe of him sometimes. He is just such a great guy. So at this point, Ed is probably saying, okay, enough about me. Let's talk about the important thing, the kids. So I understand that you have an awards dinner tonight, and there's rumors maybe there's some football players that had a pretty good year. So congratulations. on the accomplishments of your district. And, I'm just so proud of who you are, my friend. And I will miss you. Whatever you're going to do in your future life, it just be nothing but going up and just being a great person that you are. Hope our paths cross. Anytime we can just have a conversation, you have my information, give me a shout. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. Everyone be safe, and thank you very much. And sorry again that I wasn't able to make your meeting, but I appreciate the offer. Thank you.
For many years, you've been a strong supporter of all things South Huntington. We will certainly miss you advocating for our wonderful school system. You passionately advocate for our wonderful special education department and are the strongest supporter of the students and the families that comprise these programs. We know that you will continue to support all of our wonderful initiatives, just from a different vantage point going forward. We wish you nothing but the best as you continue to support and advocate for causes near and dear to your heart. Good luck in the next chapter of your life.
Hi, South Huntington is certainly going to miss you. It is wonderful to have such a passionate individual who fights for our students. Your contribution to the South Huntington community has been incredible, and we will certainly miss your energy and spirit. Thank you for all that you have done for us here. I bid you the fondest farewell and wish you all the success and happiness on the next stage of your journey. See you soon.
Hi, Mr. Nitkewicz. Just wanted to say thank you for the many years you dedicated to taking care of the South Huntington family. We're going to miss you very much. Good luck in all that you pursue in this next chapter. Wishing you the best of everything always.
During my time as a school board member, my favorite aspect has been the direct fingerprint that I and other trustees could have on shaping the educational model for our community. Clearly, my entrance to the school board role was fueled by special education, my son Edward, and children like him. What I like to believe as I leave the school board and the service is that I didn't simply focus on just special education, but that I was able to help form the educational model for all students in the district. So when I first got elected to the board, my first goal was to understand what it meant to be a trustee. I have a sports background, not a particularly successful one, but I played ball in college, and I was trained in the ways of rookies should be seen and not heard. I was joining a board that at the time had Jim Caden was our leader, Nixie Pettit, Tom Turetsky, Chad Lupinacci, Linda LaCara. There were Melanie Vasallo. That was the board then, and these were seasoned members of our community, seasoned board members who had experience. I'm not particularly considered a wallflower, but the idea that I wanted to learn how you go about creating policy, building, agreement and consensus. So that was probably the functional goal I had. The substantive goal I had from the get-go was I wanted to help improve how the community views special needs children. I wanted to make autism awareness and other disability awareness part of our community function. And so that was right out of the gate part of my thinking because of my son. So I've served as the chair of the audit committee for the most part, well, as many years as I can remember. And it's not exciting work, but it's important work. And sometimes the most important work you do, there's not a gotcha moment. There's not a finding. There's not an event that you can point to. But watching as our audit findings dwindled, watching as we became more mindful of all the small steps that we have to take to protect the assets of our community, which is how we founded the audit program. The audit program was created by law after what happened in the school district in Nassau County, Roslyn, where the oversight was determined to have been lacking. So, just like any other part of my life, I'd like to believe that the best part about the audit committee was that we were able to communicate respectfully but forcefully with everybody within our district and our community that we have to do things a certain way. Not perfectly, nobody's ever expecting perfection. But to watch as the progress of the district has gone from where I first was heading the audit committee to now, where we are a stellar example of how to dot I's and cross T's, and under the leadership of our administration and with the responsible actions taken by our staff, we do so well, it's almost boring.
Mr. Nitkewicz, thank you for being a fierce advocate for the students in South Huntington, particularly those in the special education community. Your mission to give voice and power came from the heart and will never be forgotten. Thank you for putting children first. We're going to miss you. Best of luck.
Hey Ed, I wanted to congratulate you on moving forward in your career. We're sorry to lose you as part of the board. You've done great things for South Huntington and for Birchwood, and we would just like to thank you for all you've done. Your passion for children is evident every time you speak, and we're going to miss you, but I'm sure you won't be too far. So thank you again on behalf of Birchwood and all our families and students here. Thank you.
Hi Ed, I just want to wish you all the best as you move forward. We are very sad to see you go. You've been a true role model. You and the whole rest of the board always show us what true leadership is, and we appreciate all that you've done for South Huntington, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Hey, Mr. Nitkewicz, just wanted to thank you for all your years of service and everything that you've done to make South Huntington such a great place.
Particularly for our special education students, we know you have them close to our hearts, and we appreciate everything that you've done for all the students in South Huntington.
I'm often asked where I'd like to see this district in 10 or 15 years. I'd like to see it progress as it did the last 12 years I've been here. And when I say progress, I don't mean that everybody agrees on everything, but I mean continue to progress in a way that our community can grow, whether it's the development of our buildings and grounds, whether it's development of our programs. I loved watching our football program this year, because I'm from a high school in Massapequa, Plain Edge, that had a very prolonged, successful football program. All our athletics. But most importantly, I'd like to see our community continue that growth trend, and to be able to communicate respectfully together and forward thinking and forward moving. As I've prepared to step down from my position as a trustee, I've thought about what advice, if any, I would give to somebody who might succeed me. And I think the best advice I could give any board member, and I try to do that with new board members through the years. Learn the job first. Understand how policies are created, understand how consensuses are built, understand that that doesn't mean you're leaving your opinions to the side. And then be forceful in your advocacy. Be forceful and respectful. There are often issues that divide people. And I can honestly say that through the years, I've been a part of great disagreement in policies. That's what makes governance so wonderful, because you're building consensus, not pure agreement. And it's sometimes hard for somebody when they first become a school board trustee, a member of a board or government, to understand that building consensus doesn't mean you're leaving your opinions behind. So in the end, my best advice would be learn the job and then do the job. Do it with respect, do it with consideration. You know, we have a wonderful teachers union led by Mr. Callahan. We have wonderful administration led by Dr. Delia. I mean, we're armed for success. And if you become a school board member, we want you to lead us. So figure out how it's done first, and then join the fray, and do it with a good heart. I always try to do that. Even if people disagree with me, I think that they largely say that I've always acted with a good heart. You know, as I've been pondering the last days of my serving as a trustee, you know, I want to look in the mirror to see how I perceive my time on the board. You know, our perceptions are often distorted when it comes to ourselves. You know, but I like to believe, you know, that I was a strength for the board, that I protected people, even those whose opinions I disagreed with, but I really did protect their place in rendering those opinions and being heard. I'd like to believe that I was a strength for our community, and that I protected our community, not just our special needs children, but all of our children and all of our parents and all of our you know, our groups. And you know, in that, I'm very proud to have had the trust of the community to serve in that role. It's been very rewarding, and I am very grateful.
Ed, thank you for your dedication and your hard work that you put in over the years for our students, staff, and the South Huntington community. You are definitely going to be missed. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for carrying Alexa on your back at the Tough Mudder. That's a moment I will never forget. Love you, brother.
So I was sitting out here pondering Ed's tenure on the board, and I was thinking, it's been a good ride. We're gonna miss you. You've done a lot of good work for this district. I know it's not a paid position, and you take a lot of abuse from a lot of different constituencies, but you always held your head high. You always did what was right for the district, and most importantly, what was right for kids, especially our special ed kids that really need that special attention. So we're gonna miss you. You're irreplaceable, and we wish you the best of luck as you move onto the next adventure in your life. Best wishes.
Ed, just a note to thank you for all your years of service to our district. It's not like I'm never going to see you again, but I did want to thank you and wish you well as you move along to other aspirations. What I'll remember most about you is that you're a good man, except when you're hangry, but we won't bring that up right now. Have a wonderful rest of your career, and like I said, we'll see each other soon.
Hi, Mr. Nitkewicz. It's me, Corey, from the high school. I want to say when I first started off in this position, I had known you as a board member and a very passionate board member. But as I had gotten to know you over the years, I realized that you are more than just a board member. You have done so much for the South Huntington community. You've done so much for our students here at Whitman. You've been one of the strongest advocates for everything here, anything that has to do with Whitman. You've just been that person. So I'm sad to see you go, but I know, like a good person you are, you're always going to pop up somewhere else, and you're always going to be there for us as a Walt Whitman person. So again, best of luck to you, and thanks again for all that you've done.
Ed, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all you've done. Being able to work with you both professionally and personally, I just know what a great person you are. Your passion and advocacy for students goes without mention, and how much you've changed the lives of so many students here. And I just want to say thank you for all you've done for me.
Hey Ed, my fellow Wagner alum, just want to say it's been an honor and a privilege to work with you these years. I definitely just want to wish you well. Congratulations on your promotion at work. The work that you do is so important for our children of special needs and their families. So continue to do the good work. I'm glad that you were blessed to be able to move onward and upward and do more of that work, helping students and families. I wish you nothing but the best. Be well. Take care, my friend.
Hi, Mr. Nitkewicz. Just want to take a moment to thank you for your service to the South Huntington community, and in particular to the students with special needs. I've been proud to have you as an advocate for our students, and I really thank you for all you've done. Good luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you, Ed, for your service and your dedication to the community and the students here in South Huntington. And thank you for the support you have given me since I've come here.
I'm bound to thank you for it. La, 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 la.
And I just want to take a moment and thank you so much for all the time that you spent in this district, all the opportunities you've given me and my family. I know that you certainly will be missed sitting up on that dais every other Wednesday night. Certainly missed the times that we laughed and chatted. I wish you the best of luck in all you do. And again, thank you so much to your service to the South Huntington community.
So here we are. Ed, or Mr. Nitkewicz, being very formal. I remember coming here almost 9 years ago and in your funny way saying, "Hello, my name is Mr. Nitkewicz. Nice to meet you." And from then on, I knew that, you were just this warm and just open and approachable person. And I appreciate your support of the work that not only that I've done, but also the work of the administrators and the special education teachers and support staff that work in the district. You're an advocate and a champion for our special needs students, and I know that wherever you may go, you will continue to do that work and certainly keep that vision of what you envision for the students with special needs here in the district will continue on. So I thank you again for your support and your trust in us, and my team, in doing the work. And I wish you all the best wherever you may be.
So Ed, what can I say? These last 8 years have been amazing. You've been an awesome board member and, more importantly, a great friend. Things you've done for the special ed community as a high school principal, making sure that some of the students that are unable to be heard, that they had a voice and that you were always there to listen. You've done some amazing things, and I'm really sad that you're not going to be a part of it because, more importantly, I've seen you like a friend. You've been somebody I can confide into that cares about what my feelings are and cares about what I think. And I think that's the most important thing that a board member can do, is just constantly listen and making sure they're serving the needs of others. And you've done that through and through every day. So I'm gonna miss you. I know the kids are gonna miss you, but I know you're not going far, and I know that we'll be able to keep in touch, but know what you've done here is not only appreciated, but valued here at South Huntington.
I'm bound to thank you for it. La, 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 la.
Ed, I've known you for many, many years. You've always been there for me. You've been instrumental in my career, but you've also always been there for my family, and you've done so much for them. On behalf of me and my family, we thank you for everything. We thank you for what you've done for us. We thank you for what you've done for well over a decade, for all the children in the community here at South Huntington. You're a great guy with a huge heart, and you're going to sorely be missed in this capacity. We're very excited for you and the next chapter of your life, and can't wait to hear about it. But please know, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of the Sentimore family's heart, how much you've meant to us and how much great respect and appreciation we have for you. We love you, brother.
Hello, Mr. Nitkewicz. I want to thank you for all your support over the years. You've been tremendous for this community, the young people here, for all of us. And for me specifically, as a principal, as an assistant superintendent, and now as a superintendent. All your support has meant the world to me, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. We will miss you.
Gratitude, my love.